Hello everyone, Ryan here. Welcome to another video. Today we are going to be talking about Merit Circle and the MC token and why I've chosen Merit Circle as my first venture into crypto gaming, metaverse, play to earn, whatever you want to call it. Anybody that's keeping up with crypto knows that crypto gaming is really hot right now. Seems like it's going to be an ongoing trend for the next few months, potentially next few years in my expectation. But I've been a little bit slow to get in on it. I've looked at a few projects. I've made a kind of short list of what I want to get into, but I haven't acted as quickly as I would like, partly because I haven't been a gamer for a long time. So I've kind of had to play catch up and really learn about these projects and make a decision about where I want to put my money. And that kind of ties into the reason I've chosen Merit Circle, which you can see on the screen here, as my first crypto gaming investment. And I want to show you today why that is, why I think it's going to do well. Obviously, this is education only. This is what I've done with my money, not necessarily saying that you should do the same, just for anybody interested in learning about crypto gaming investments. So the reason that I got into Merit Circle, and I'll show you where I got in and how much I paid and things like that, is that from what I can see, it should act as kind of like an index or a proxy for the entire crypto gaming market as a whole. And what I mean by that is if crypto gaming does well and builds up a wave and really starts to grow as an industry, I think that regardless of which games end up becoming popular, which games end up flying up the charts and having huge market caps, I think that Merit Circle will benefit from that. And by choosing Merit Circle, I feel that I can benefit from the growth of the industry without having to pick individual games, which is not my strong point. I'm working on it, but I don't know that much about individual games and which ones might work and which ones won't. So I'm going to explain why Merit Circle kind of fits those criteria. So their basic website, it's kind of hard to figure out what it is just going through the regular homepage. So I'm not going to spend any time on that because it's very kind of brief. But I'm going to go into the documents, show you a few passages and explain what it means and why I think this is important. So basically, Merit Circle is creating a decentralized autonomous organization that develops opportunities to earn through play to earn for people who want to build the metaverse. Okay, and this is what their platform is based around. Now, basically, before I go through these points, essentially what this is it's called a guild, a gaming guild. Okay, and a gaming guild is a community of, it can be anything from a handful to hundreds to thousands of players who are cooperating in some kind of way in order to get an advantage and to be able to do better in games than they would be able to do on their own. And I'm going to explain now how this applies to Merit Circle. So a lot of these games, whether it's Axie or any of the other popular crypto games that have kind of come out of nowhere and shot right up the charts, they require, in some cases, they require money to get started. So you have to buy assets, you have to buy characters, you have to buy certain NFTs and things like that, okay? And even if it's cheap to get in and it's still accessible for most people, in order to play at a higher level, in order to advance in the game, in order to earn more money in the game, you need more and more expensive or rare assets, which are, one, just hard to acquire, or two, just financially not feasible for a lot of people. Now, a lot of this play to earn gaming kind of growth that we've seen so far, it's being driven by people in countries where the cost of living is very, very low. Like, they only need to earn a few $100s a month in order to be really, really well off. Like, a good example is like the Philippines. So the Philippines has driven a lot of growth in play to earn gaming. But if some of these assets cost, a couple hundreds, or if you have to spend thousands of dollars acquiring different NFTs in these games in order to level up or just be able to perform better, people in those countries can't afford to do that. So it kind of becomes prohibitive. Even at the start, it was easy for them to get into. So basically, what these guilds do, such as Merit Circle, the guild itself, which is a DAO, will acquire assets and it will lend them out, it will rent them to players, or it will do like a revenue share for players. Okay, so somebody like Merit Circle will buy land, they'll buy NFTs, different power-ups or weapons or characters or vehicles or whatever you need to succeed in a game that might be cost prohibitive for a lot of players. And then they'll give access to those players so that the players can use the Merit Circle assets and benefit from them. Okay, so Merit Circle basically earn on renting out or doing a revenue share on the assets that they've bought, these in-game assets, and the players benefit because while partnering with Merit Circle, they now have access to in-game assets, which means they can play at a higher level, they can earn more money, they can progress further in the game, and they wouldn't be able to do that on their own because it can be cost prohibitive to acquire these assets. Okay, so this is basically what this page is saying, and that is essentially the main principle behind Merit Circle. It's people coming together, playing as a group, playing under the umbrella of this DAO, so that the DAO earns money and the players also earn money from having access to better assets. They also get like training and education. They have really top level gamers that are in these DAOs that can help and train up the players so that the players do better, which in return means the DAO or the guild, which is Merit Circle, also does better. Okay, and there are a few of these around. I think Yield Guild Games was one of the first major ones. They've done really well. They have about an $800 million market cap right now. I think Merit Circle's around 400, but I like the Merit Circle structure better. I like their tokenomics, and we're going to go into that now, and we're going to see why I think this is really going to benefit from the overall expansion in the play to earn arena. Now, Merit Circle launched their platform on Balancer, doing one of the Balancer liquidity bootstrapping pools, like the reverse auctions, maybe like you've seen me cover with Klima DAO. And they actually broke all of the records for these Balancer launches. Okay, they raised over $100 million in USDC, which was the biggest by far that Balancer has ever seen. So Merit Circle now has this huge treasury in USDC, not in their own tokens, huge treasury of USDC to basically try and take over this this platform. This ecosystem. All right, now. This is a chart of how the launch went. So this is Copper launch. This is where a lot of people take part in these Balancer liquidity pools for launching new tokens. It lasted 3 days, and basically what's supposed to happen, the price is supposed to start high and then trend down over time, and then when people buy it comes up, and then it goes down, and when people buy it goes up. But you can see from immediately out the gate, the demand for this was so high, people bought right at the start price, which is supposed to be high, and they just kept buying, and it never really dipped. Okay, so I was watching this at the start, and I kind of forgot about it, honestly, and then found it again a couple hours before the end, and I just managed to get something in before, at around $3. I think I even put on my Twitter that I've just gone in. I found it with like 2 hours left, so it was just a complete rush, and I basically bought the top of this auction because it just never dropped. So I bought in at $3 initially, which ended up being basically the top of the auction, and then I doubled up a couple of days later at about $6, $6.50, doubled my position there. And again, I posted that on Twitter as I did it. I think the price now is closer to $8 or $9, but this platform is just getting started now. The reason I'm showing you again is this is just crazy demand for a new token launch on the Balancer pools. Never seen anything like this before. Similar to Klima, but even bigger than Klima, which was crazy in itself. Okay, so all of that means that Merit Circle now has a massive treasury to use. This chart here basically compares the Merit Circle treasury, which is about 100 million, okay, 105 million, and it compares the treasuries of some well-known crypto protocols in the DeFi space, and this is their treasury value minus their native tokens, okay? So it's money that they can spend without having to dump their own tokens. It's fine having like 200 million in treasury, but if it's your own tokens, it means you need to sell them to actually use the money, which is obviously going to drive the price down. So this is This is treasury size, excluding their own tokens. So it's basically Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stable coins. So you can see if Merit Circle was on this list, they'd actually be ahead of all of these huge protocols. Okay, so the money that they've raised up front is a vast amount, and it is going to give them a huge leg up to be able to really make waves in this industry very, very quickly. Okay, and the way that they're going to use this treasury, these treasury funds, has already been published, and I'm really, really intrigued by it, and I want to show you what they're going to do. So basically, the initial liquidity in the DAO will be used to acquire tokens and productive NFTs. So this is basically what I said before. These are in-game assets that are valuable, that are needed to be able to play these different games. Okay, they're going to generate revenue. Like I said, they're going to give them to players in turn for a revenue share. That money is then going to come back into the DAO. Okay, so they're buying assets, they're making money off these assets in the games, and then that profit comes back into the treasury. What they're then going to do is they're going to buy Merit Circle tokens off of the market. Okay. So providing buy pressure for their tokens, and they're going to resell those tokens to investors with long lockups. Okay, so they're going to sell them to people that believe in the long-term vision of the project, and they're going to be locked up for many months and years, so that they're essentially taken off the market for that period of time. And you have this flywheel effect, which is really, really positive tokenomics. Where the profits of the protocol are being used to take the tokens off the market, and then those tokens are being resold to people that can't do anything with them for a number of years. Okay, so those tokenomics are very very attractive to me. And this guy Joey Bagger Shitcoins actually highlighted this on Twitter, and I really like what he said. About the tokenomics of Merit Circle. It's the closest thing a retail investor can get to having equity in a venture fund. Understand the magnitude of this opportunity. Okay, there's not a team in crypto working this hard to deliver value to its holders, and he's basically just highlighted the points that I've said there about they're going to use the treasury to buy productive assets. They're going to reinvest the profits back into the treasury, and then they're going to sell the tokens to investors who will have very long lockups on them. And I think that is going to create a lot of buying pressure, and I'm very excited about it. Couple more things about the tokens and the circulating supply. There's about 50 million circulating supply right now. Over half of them are staked. Okay, so they have a long-term staking plan where the maximum lockup is for a year, and the APY on that is over 100%. So I actually staked half of my half of the total position of Merit Circle I staked long-term into the protocol. Okay, so another way that that the tokens are going to be taken off the market. Now you might be looking at this and saying the maximum supply is 1 billion. There's only 50 million circulating right now. That can be concerning. So I want to mention that for a minute, because overall I do really like the tokenomics for this project. So the token vesting is what I want to talk about here. This is in their Git book. If you you can see the URL here. Basically, this summarizes how long all of the different tokens are vested or locked up for, depending on who they're acquired by, who holds them, and things like that. And you can read this for yourselves, but you can essentially see that the public distribution, which is basically me and you, the people buy as the public, no vesting, so we can buy and sell as we want, okay? But things like the team, the early investors, and VCs and things like that, and strategic investors, they have really long lockups on their allocation. So 6 months cliff with 36 months vesting. Okay, team and advisors 42 months vesting. So the people that are in this, the people that have decided to get in this early, they've gone into it knowing that they're not going to be able to sell many of these tokens for years. Okay, so it's obviously a project that's attracted a lot of funds from people with a very long-term vision that can see this project doing super well into the future, and are not just looking to dump it in 3 months. Because they're not even going to have access to their tokens at that point. And that to me is a very, very good sign. So last thing I want to talk about is going back to the start. I mentioned that this project should do pretty well, or I hope very well, regardless of which games end up being the winners from metaverse and play to earn and crypto gaming. Okay, and the reason for that is they're partnering with all of the big games, and their players are just going to go where you can earn the most money. Okay, and that money comes back into the Merit Circle Treasury. So you can see they're already working. They have players in Axie, they have players in Vulcan Forge, which is another huge crypto gaming project, which is getting a lot of attention right now that I'm looking at. And you can read about their strategies and how they're actually working with these projects here if you want to. And then in the future, they also have a number of other really big games lined up that they're gonna be working with. Okay, so UFO gaming, massive, really getting a lot of hype right now. Looks like it's going to be an amazing metaverse project. Illuvium, already huge, it's already taken off and is super popular. So they're basically partnering with all the big games. They're getting the assets for that are required to do well in these big games, and then they're earning when their players use those assets to do better, bringing all that money back into the treasury, using that money to buy tokens off the open market. And that kind of sums up why I'm very bullish on Merit Circle, and why I think it could be an index that tracks the performance of the crypto gaming sector overall without the need to pick, is it this game, is it that game? I'll let these guys pick because they know the industry. Their players are going to go where they're seeing success, where they're making money, and all of that money is going to flow back into the project, into the treasury, which obviously benefits the token holders. So that sums up my thoughts on Merit Circle. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out. I think it's about $9 or $10 right now, something like $400 million market cap. If it does what I think it's going to do, it has plenty of room. And have a look into it, do your own research, decide if it fits your risk profile. Don't just buy it because I spoke about it. And let me know in the comments, have you bought it? Are you looking at it? Do you have any questions about it? Put a comment below. And also, what other gaming projects are you looking at in crypto? Because I am researching them very actively right now, and I'd love to know what you like the look of. So thanks for watching. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, leave me a comment. This is Merit Circle, the MC token, and I will see you in the next one.